Okay, so hello everyone. Good evening. I think we're live. Can you please confirm me if I'm audible to all of you? So, welcome guys to another amazing podcast. I think you have already seen the topic. So, today we'll be talking about the evaluation of generative AI. Okay. And today we have one amazing guest with us. So his name is Tony Ramchandani. Okay, I will invite Tony in the stage, and he will be talking about generative AI. He will be talking about large language model. He will be talking about agentic AI. Okay, he will be also talking about what is the job market today. Okay, if you want to prepare yourself, how you can prepare. Even he has done one amazing contribution for the community. He will be also discussing about that. So I would like to invite Tony to the stage. So just let me invite him. Yeah, hi Tony. Am I audible to you? Well, no. Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
Babi. Hello. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
hi.
you.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, tell me how you are doing and how you are feeling. Okay, in this podcast.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I have seen you a lot many times on YouTube and any other the very much courses you built for the community, right? So, uh, feeling happy that I'm talking to you, to be very honest, and coming here speaking about AI, it's in itself, because everybody's talking about AI, right? And over there, if I'm getting the opportunity to speak about it, so nothing can beat that point, right? At this very timeline, uh, in the very timeline now.
Okay, great. So first of all, Tony, you just introduce yourself, like what is your experience currently, what you are doing. Okay, so if you can give some yeah overview of yourself, so that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. As you all know, like my name is Tony Ramchandani, and I have around 14 plus years of experience in this industry, and currently working as vice president at MSCI INC. And throughout my career, I have focused on technology itself, and I have been like, in a way, my thought process is in a way that if there's a problem, then obviously you are going to get you will be more technical if you come out of that problem, right? So I'm a passionate technocrat in a way, and apart from that, I read a lot about technology, and keep on updating myself in this world of technology. And then, more or less, I'm an author. I write for Medium. I have published a book recently with BBB publication. And apart from this, I do a lot of research, and which I publish frequently on Medium and different channels wherever I get opportunity to contribute. Apart from that, I am more of a cyclist as well. So I live in Pune, and it's I do a lot of cycling as and when I get time. So that's about me in a nutshell. That yeah.
Okay, great. So guys, I think you have already known about him, so what he is doing currently and all. And I will let you know he has done one amazing work, guys, for you. So we'll try to discuss that part also. But first of all, I want to like ask Tony about the like today's job market. Like, what is the difference between like our traditional job market, what we have before, let's say 3 years back or 4 years back, and what is the difference like currently in the market? What do you feel like? What is your opinion here?
See, maybe I think I just wanted to give a little background to the audience before I speak about the market and the jobs, because if I give them little background around that part, then it is going to be very easy for them to understand, not only now but in future as well, that how the market will look like. Now the background is, see what happens if any technology exists. Okay, just like generative AI. Generative AI is now everybody is speaking about AI, especially generative AI. And first of all, first question, whenever I pick up anything or everything or whatever things come on my plate, first of all I try to weigh it in a way that is it really worth it? Okay, is it really worth it? So speaking about generative AI, is it really worth it? So just to understand that, see, in our real life as well, or real world, what we do, or personal world, if we are going to do something, right, we assess it. We go and we check, whether that thing is beneficial for me or not. Even if you buy your shoes, right, so
Mm,
you assess it to understand, whether I'm doing the right thing or not. So just like that, in terms of technology as well, I try to assess everything. So now, uh, see, when I saw, like, internet was the first game changing thing which ever happened in the human or mankind rather, right? So in this case, internet was the biggest thing I have seen in my life. And now, with, I think, with the similar magnitude, Gen AI is changing the world. And obviously, post internet, we saw how the jobs were changed. More jobs were available. Now, speaking about jobs in AI, it's between, a lot of um, two ways to it. Like, from one side, you will see a lot of job loss people are talking about, and other side, people will say that jobs will increase, but they will shift, right? So that's what it's very controversial statement when it comes to AI and jobs, right? The relation. But I just wanted to give little more, as I was starting with internet. So just wanted to give little background as well, right? So that I can speak more about the jobs. Um, Now, internet, right, it changed everything. It came, right? And there's one more technology we can compare with is, let's say, Bitcoin, or what do you call as, the blockchain part of it, right? Now, let's compare these three things and try to understand, right? The generative AI space, okay, again, by comparing with these two technologies. Now, speaking of internet, obviously, when I was saying I wanted to assess it, so does it solves your problem? Internet does, right? Each and every problem, most of the problems, internet is going to solve for you. For example, way back, you will never in a position to, now you are in your bed, you are booking your breakfast, you are booking your cabs, you are ordering something, everything is happening in very few minutes only. Like, let's say 10 minutes, you can plan your day. You have Google calendars, you have all those things which are available, to do list and all those things. So obviously, internet has changed the game. Similarly, generative AI, see, it has also, not, it is not yet up to there, which it could be or it will go, but it has changed the way. For example, let's say in chatbots, right? It is very effective in chatbot. Now, companies used to have BPOs and KPOs, right? There was a huge investment which was happening in manpower, which is now reduced, right? If you needed 10 team people, now you have like 7 members are reduced. 3 people who are overseeing the chatbots, and if any complex queries are there, then those people are responding. Otherwise, the chatbots are pretty good enough, right? So on and so forth. Similarly, like, is it accessible? Yes, Gen AI is accessible. You open your browser, you can go to Chat GPT, Gemini. Many things are free, right? And that's where internet
recently,
comes into
DeepSeek,
pictures.
DeepSeek has also came,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
also
I
very.
was I was about to come on that now. Having speaking about DeepSeek now, see, just imagine, uh, what what happened to the stock market, what happened to
Hmm.
the companies like Nvidia, what happens to the world, right? Just by a software. Can you imagine? So that is the power of generative AI. So we need to take it seriously. So that's where I'm coming now on the jobs. That's the background, right? It is solving our problem. It is accessible, right? Whereas on blockchain, we don't even have a positive use case as of now as well. I mean, crypto is one thing, but I'm not sure people have accepted it or not, right? Again, there are, you can differentiate black and white, that people have accepted and not, right? There are many people who have not yet. Many governments, many political parties or organizations are not accepting it, right? So so that's where I think Gen AI is heading, and uh, it's fast enough. Now, speaking about jobs, see, there are 2 to 3 ways to look at it. One angle is the job loss, okay, because I already told you it's very contradictory, as well as controversial, right?
Mm.
The jobs part is, right? Obviously, it is to take some jobs. It is not going to sit behind, and people who will not upgrade will definitely lose the some of the jobs. It doesn't mean that they have to learn the building part of AI, but they can learn using part of AI, right? The usage part of AI. They can learn about it more, right? So there are two ways. One, you build with AI, or you build AI itself, or you use AI to solve your problems, to get more proactive on your actions or tasks, right? Now, this was one angle of the job. Definitely, jobs are going to change. There will be reduction in the job, but at the same time, I don't think so that the throughout the stage of this, as the time progresses, I think people will get more jobs eventually, because there are more investment and there's a more infrastructure which is going to be built. Yeah, the kind of jobs will obviously change now throughout, uh, historically, right, as well. So people have changed or learned things throughout the mankind, and now they are a situation they can, sit at their home, and then they can do things, right? Likewise, so they have to learn, they have to adapt. That's where my point is. And if you want to, again, there's a hidden job market as well. You are going to get paid heavily, or compared to what your peers are getting. But for that, you need to be, top notch in terms of your knowledge, in terms of how you solve the problems, how street smart you are, and how you are able to sell your skills, right? So so I can say that if you keep on learning things and being a lifelong learner, there are a lot of jobs which are hidden, which you will only see when you crack that world. So that is my take on jobs, Baby.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you have given some amazing point about like the job market and today's let's say condition. So see, we are talking about the generative AI. So many people actually they want to start their career with generative AI, but they don't know exactly what is generative AI. They don't know like what is the difference between our traditional and the current generative AI we are using. So can you please tell me about generative AI? Like what exactly the generative AI and how it is evolving nowadays, the entire artificial intelligence domain?
Yeah, correct. See, generative AI basically, I think, uh, in actually in 2014 there was a stone of which is called as GANs, right? Generative
Yeah,
adversarial
again.
networks.
Hmm.
I think that's where, see, thoughts were there since last 50 or 100 years, or 1950s, right? When everybody was looking up for machines, but by then the computation power or data was not available, right? That was the more hindrance. I mean, they were able to achieve something like Eliza, the chatbot, the first chatbot in 1960 somewhere, right? So it was able to do the job, but again, it was not efficient because computation power and data was not available with machines. Fast track to 2014, where like we can see the cloud emergence and all those stuff. Data, it's easily accessible data, and almost next to free your cloud computation power and all those stuff, right? Made things easier, and that's where I think cans where I see it as a first stone, big stone, which was plotted, right? And then they generated some images which were controversial enough, and then goes into the market as well. Now, and after then the big achievement was transformer model, right? The paper
Transformer. Yes. Attention is all you
attention
need.
is
Yeah.
all you need, right? So that
Yes.
transformer model was the stepping stone for what generative AI we see today, like emergence of the foundation models or the LLMs, and the mental model. All those stuff started from that. Now, at this point of time, how and what I see is, see, everybody, because of hype, because of money, because of the FOMO as well, right? Um, there is, to be very honest, at high level, I feel the very much, people have a cloudy image of AI, because nobody exactly knows where it is going, apart from only 5-10% of the people in the world knows that where exactly it is going on. But there is a but many people are, just because of FOMO over there. Many
Mm.
organizations, they want to do something because everybody is doing. They don't want to be in a situation that they are, sitting behind. That is one aspect. But the other aspect is everybody is researching in AI, generative AI, especially generative AI. Everybody is trying to solve the problems using generative AI. And even we feel that, or personally I feel that generative AI is helping me to become 1.3 of me, not 100%. It's 30%, for me, as I see, because you can see, you can use Google Copilot, right?
Mm.
Sorry, GitHub Copilot, and then probably you can use Chat GPT and all those stuff. Gemini, which maybe Gemini, I don't rate it good. My
This is
experience is
cool
not
for,
good.
this is cool for like us, like we create the content, so we don't have that much of time to prepare the content. So always use these
Yes,
kinds of.
yes. So it is giving you, helping you over there. And now where it is going, see, everybody is talking about AI agents, or the agentic. I saw
Mm.
you have one of the course as well, right? Which
Yeah.
was, I saw the index, which was quite interesting as well. Now, over there, I think you have covered one library as well, which was controlling the computer and controlling the browser as well. So there was one example of, I don't remember the name of that agent, uh, controller. What was that? I don't know. But if you just give the command that change my computer background to dark, so it is going
Mm.
to do it for you in a second, right? I think you have covered that in your course. That
Yeah, so
agent.
we have lots of project included there. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So see, this is where everybody is heading now. First, it started with content generation. Then they wanted to fine tune it, and they wanted to create RAG applications on top of it, chatbots on top of it. Now they want to go one step. See, everybody, first, what you do is, with the technology, is you try to use it as much as you can, right? So when LLM came to the market, you were restricted that it never had the up to date information, right? But you were using it. Since now people were, some people found out that, okay, these many use cases are, we can do 100% over there. So they try to solve the problem that how yeah, AI or generative AI can help me going beyond with its knowledge limitation.
Mm.
Okay, so there were creation of RAG applications, right? Chunking strategies and all those stuff. Research came into the market.
Mm.
Now, again, there were some limitations like compliance and how data is secure, masking of data in your RAG applications. So that's where they introduce more of an agentic workflows, right? Now people are researching about the agentic RAGs, or some other form of the RAGs, and then AI agents or agentic AI, right? So this is what everybody is doing. I think this is going to last for next 2 to 3 years. I mean, when I say going to last, not as a solution will remain, but
Mm.
the research work, I think, will happen for next 2 to 3 years, and then people will find some, they want something beyond that. Now, what is
Yeah,
that?
better approach.
Maybe,
Yeah. Right.
yeah,
Mm.
maybe AGI, right? So
AGI,
AGI,
yeah.
everybody's talking about AGI. So people are going to go there, AGI. And then ASI, obviously, I mean, it's a super intelligence. Nobody knows how it is going to look like,
Mm.
right? But there are like situations or thought processes where people are already putting a lot of effort. So it is not going to stop. That's I wanted to say. And what I felt was, many automation tools like Selenium Playwright, RPA
Mm.
tools are will get more attention during this process of agentic AI, till the time it is going to last, right? So, or AGI as well. So RPA tools or automation tools are going to be, you can see, there are a lot of agents like browser use is there. They are using
Yeah.
Playwright in
Mm-hmm.
Selenium, and then I don't remember the name all of them. There's agent QL as well, which is using Playwright. A lot of tools. So there's a lot of research going on in these tools, because they want to control computer, and they want to control browser in the first place, because 90% of our tasks are on dependent on these two things, right? um,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously content generation is already there, so that's where it is heading. And then probably AGI, I don't want to go there because it can be, see, in many cases even general intelligence still available, but that is very much limited, right? So
Hmm.
let's say, I don't have a good example to explain now, but Google DeepMind have a lot of projects. One of them is, I think AlphaGo, right? Which is in a
AlphaGo,
way,
yes.
yeah, more of a general intelligence, but it is very limited, right? And it is very limited, so it is not going to help you solve general problems, but their, I would say, their ideology or their path is on the way to go there, but it is not there as of yet, but their directions or their thought process, it's on that direction only. And then obviously ASI, right? And one more thing is there, if you see the this part of the world, like NLP part, right? And then there's a vision part of the world, right, where people are
Yeah.
training vision language models which are better
They
for
combined actually
humans.
both of the architecture, created multi-model kinds of
Yes,
things. Yeah.
exactly. So that's where that is what's going in. That is what in going parallel. So I was reading one paper yesterday, wherein Hugging Face, one of the Hugging Face model called as Pi, something called
Yeah.
as Pi. So they
Yeah.
yeah, so they are introducing a robotic arm kind of a structure. So it is more of a vision language model. So it is
Mm.
combined with your large language model and vision model, and it is agentic as well. So what I'm saying, they are trying to incorporate all the flavors in a way that permutation combinations in such a way that they solve more real world problems over there, right?
Mm.
So, by the way, Pi you can implement at your home as well. I mean, they have for CPU and NVIDIA GPU as well if you have. So you can go on their website and you can implement that as well. But there is some obviously hardware cost which you need to bear. But that's
Definitely.
I was reading about the paper. So that's where I think Gen AI or AI is heading by and large.
Yeah, yeah, exactly like that. And one questions actually many people has, like, sir, let's say we had lots of model previously. If I'm talking about in NLP, I think you know that those who have already worked with that old NLP, we had like BART model, Robota model, Distill BART model. Maybe you have also used, right? So with that, actually, we used to create lots of application like text classification, summarization, name entity recognition. Okay, but what is the difference between that model and the current large language model we are using exactly? Let's say with the help of that model also we can do the same text classification, summarization kinds of work. Okay, but why people should learn about large language model? What is the main, let's say, benefit you will be getting here if I want to learn that one?
See, I think again, my this is my view. I may be wrong there, and even if I'm wrong, then I'm happy to be myself corrected. But I feel that, see, the models which you're speaking about, they are, I think they are trying to solve a single problem at any point of time, right?
Mhm.
uh, and that's where if you want to do something else, you need to maybe switch the model, or your learnings are limited from that model perspective. But when you go on the large language model, I think there is a beautiful thing which Meta and DeepSeek has done. They have opened the doors, and Mistral as well, because that's again the open source, right?
Mistral
So
is
they,
also, Falcon is also there, I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
open
yeah. So
source.
they have opened the doors for the competition, right? Now
Mm.
there is no monopoly as such now, and there's a lot of competition, and we know, right, in India as well, there's a lot of investment happening, and then I see a lot of
Yeah.
programs they want to create or solve the
Mm.
problems using uh, in-house models they want to create. But anyway, coming back to this, I think you need a silver bullet for your task, right? And wherein the large language model, fits best according to the list, right, which you mentioned.
Mm. Mm.
And again, most of the times, right, that you need the models to be trained on the latest data as well. So those traditional one, this difficulty to train them on the latest data, or rather nobody is going to do it because everybody is heading towards the large language
Ah.
models. Also, the availability of the infrastructure has made it easy to have a large language model availability through APIs and all those stuff, rather than going for the other models which you mentioned about. And these models are also used in accordance with agents which we just now spoke about. It's there are a lot
mm,
of research work happening, communities activated over there, and they are using web search as well, right? And that's where
mm,
I think it will give you more benefits, and also
mm,
the community support. If you are stuck, let's say, on some task, on some model, right, it will be difficult for you if you are not getting a little bit help from community as well. So you have to do research on your own. And but over there, if you switch here, then you have that community support as well, right? So that may
mm,
help you solve your problems. And again, programming, here you need to do minimum programming, and over there you may have to set up something, and be more on the programming side as well. So that's where I feel the ease of access and market trend, that's where I think more or less people are going there. But maybe if somebody have a proper unique use case which they want to implement, and they are short on budget, short on money, and short of resources, then probably they can use any of the model, like
mm,
uh, entity recognition, for example, right? If you don't have to do a lot, then please go and use it, right? That's it. But for
mm,
that, you may need to learn about the library. You may need to learn about um, sci-pi, let's say, right? In this case, so you
mm.
go and read about sci-pi. You need to implement it. So you have to be
Yeah.
more programming solid person to
Mm.
solve that problem. But more or less, I think it's more of ease of access, and almost no cost, right? Mistral and all those Olama.
Yeah.
You can use
And this
anywhere.
Hugging Face platform has made
Yeah,
our
yeah,
task
yeah.
very nowadays.
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
the
Hugging
model.
Face is there. Yeah,
Yeah, great.
yeah,
And one thing I think I would also like to add with that, let's say, if we are using large language model, the beauty is there with a single model you can perform multiple tasks. Okay, you don't need to
exactly.
train
Yeah,
separate model for that. Let's say you want to create an application, you want to perform chat operation with that, you want to perform language translation, classification. You don't need to use multiple model, because multiple model you have to deploy all the model all together, and it's like more
correct.
costly there at the end. Okay, so but in LLM actually single model can solve all the problem statement. That is the more beauty here. Yeah. So yeah, Tony, actually I have seen recently you have done one amazing work. You have published one books, I think, right? I was going through your books. So can you please tell about your books, like what kinds of books you have published and how it can help, okay, for all the learner out there, okay, if they want to start their career with these kinds of technology.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's visible. It's more of a mirror, and then
Yes, it's
yeah,
visible. A
yeah.
generative
So
journey to AI. Yeah,
journey to
visible.
AI, right? So
Yeah.
this is, to be honest, my first book, and um, uh, see, I can very proudly say that the reason I have written this book was I'm a very I don't know how to put this, but I read every day. Okay, in a nutshell, I read every day. I have read a lot of books, and whenever I'm doing nothing, I'm reading a book. Okay, that's kind of a person I am. And I have seen a lot of books which lately were talking about generative AI a lot, obviously,
Hmm,
but they were more focused on the LLMs or the chatbots or
hmm,
OpenAI and prompt engineering, all those stuff, right? And that's where, and again, I when I was following news, right? So
hmm.
and what everybody's saying, that India is or rather this our region is a country of the weekend AI engineers. Okay, they pick one
Ah,
project, they create RAG applications, and then they call themselves the AI engineer. Okay, so that's where, there are a lot of jokes which goes around the market, and to be honest, to some extent, it's true as well. I'll share one of my experience. I won't take the name, but one of my friend called me that he's going to be interviewed at one of the multinational bank. So
hmm.
I said, okay, wow. So he told me that I'm going to get interview on AI. I said, you don't have worked on AI. How can you give the interview? He said, no, no, I've just implemented one application, and he was explaining me a RAG chatbot. To be honest, okay,
Acha.
and that's where he gone. to the interview. He went to the interview like that, and bingo, he was selected with a very good package, to be very honest. So
That's right.
when I asked him that how was the interview, and how many questions were on the transformer model, or deep learning and all this stuff, he said, "What is transformer model?" And I was like, "Are you seriously going to do job in AI, or I want to meet the person who interviewed you? So maybe he also don't know, right?" So that's a small story, but it's a fact. Okay, and I'm
Mm,
telling the true story. So and this is, again, I'm not against anyone, but what I'm trying to say is, that's where we all are heading, and that's where the ideology of this book came into the picture. If you go through my book, I have covered enough about the foundation of generative AI. In this book, I'm not, to be very honest, talking about how to use Chat GPT, how to implement that, how to which all parameters it was trained on, all the stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pure core generative AI,
mm.
wherein which are the actual models, or the groundbreaking models which came into the existence. So first of all, I'm introducing deep learning. Then I'm talking about uh, there's a one dedicated section on transformer model, one dedicated section on the GANs, right? And types of GANs like style GAN, large GAN, and mix GAN, video GANs, right? A lot of GAN, audio GANs are there now, and how
Mhm.
we traditionally used to generate images. So I have showcased here how you can train your model to generate images using GANs. What are the energy-based models? What are the variational autoencoders, right? So what is the diffusion model? So I have
Did you
covered all.
cover diffusion model also? Diffusion model.
Yes. So over here, over here I have covered a lot of information, mathematics, which goes behind that,
Acha.
and there are a lot of practical examples in which you can go and you can implement on your local machines as well. So maybe you can increase the training size, like from 5, 10, 50 to something else. You can implement everything in Google Colab as
Collab.
well, right? Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
where it is. I wanted everybody to get the flavor of, what exactly is under the hood. So
Yeah,
after
because
getting,
many people have the fear like, sir, this is like one resources I got, but would I able to run that model in our machine or not? So
yeah,
this is
yeah,
one good
that,
things you have done. Everyone can act, let's say, run this thing in the Google Colab, and it's completely free for all. Yeah, that is
yes.
amazing. Yeah.
So you don't have to purchase any GPU to do this. Okay. And
Mm.
secondly, maybe your image may be blurry, but you'll create something. Okay. That's
Yeah.
what I can say. Yeah. But the whole point is, after I believe after reading this book, if anybody is going into depth, uh, maybe for an interview, or
Mm.
maybe knowledge perspective, right? So it is going to enhance a lot of knowledge, and you will feel more confident about generative AI. Again, as I said, I am see there are a lot of books for Chat GPT and all those things you can read, and there's a lot of material as well. But there are only limited books which speak about generative deep learning. Okay,
Mm.
and over here I'm talking about generative deep learning. I'm not talking about in a way the mod. See, as I said earlier, there are two aspects. One, how
Mm.
you build generative AI, right? And how you use
Yes.
it. So there are two
Use
things
it.
to
Yeah.
it, if
Mm.
I can divide it, right? Most of the books are written now how to use them. So they talk
Mm.
about LangChain, Llama Index. They talk about agents. They talk about chunking and RAG strategies and all those stuff, right? Vector databases. They talk about that. That is the usage part of it. Again, I mean, no harm. People can select that
Mhm.
aspect as well, because you find a lot of jobs for AI engineers in which they need to create such applications.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you want to build something of your own, and maybe let's not build it, but maybe if you want to gain deeper understanding, if you want to
Mm.
go that how exactly, let's say, ChatGPT was built. Okay, so you can find enough information, and your background will be so solid that that you can challenge any framework or anything which you will see, right? So that's where I was heading, and that's the mindset. Maybe I have not done 100% best of my job to do that, But whatever as an attempt, my intentions were to become to help people to reach there wherein they have very strong foundation about what exactly is generative AI in a nutshell, rather than the superficial work which everybody is doing these days.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Great. And can you tell this thing like why this book would be available if anyone is interested to buy your book or explore about your book? Yeah.
Yeah, so it is available on Amazon as well, Flipkart, everywhere it is available, and it's the publication is BPP publication. So
Okay.
I think it's one of the Asia's largest publication, along with their work. So you can definitely go onto their website as well, BPP publications, and then you can buy a copy from there. But Amazon is easiest way, right? Everybody knows that part. Everybody have experienced that. So Amazon, just Google, just search as a generative journey to AI, right? So you will get find details around that.
Okay. And again, can you please like name the book like so that our audience can explore over the Amazon and on? Just give the book name and the author name properly.
Yeah. So a generative journey to AI. That's the name of the book, right?
Okay.
And author obviously Tony Ramchandran. You can see on your screen. I'm not sure if it
Yeah.
visible.
So guys, I think yeah, you can see the name. So you can search by the same name. Even if you want to connect him over the LinkedIn, you can use the same name to
Yes.
connect. Yeah. So amazing work he has done because many people has the question, sir, how to deep dive into this large language model, how to deep dive into the Gen AI. Now you have one amazing resources. Maybe you can follow because I have seen like most of the books follows the practical aspect of Gen AI, like how to use it, how to let's say use through the API request and all. But uh, there are few books actually it covers the in-depth mathematics, the concept behind the LLM, like how exactly it works. So again, it's like super important to know if you want to deep dive into this field. Okay, personally I like a lot whenever let's say I'm taking any classes before going to the practical. I try to understand the theory, like how these things are working, because it helps me to understand the practical in a better way. Let's say if I'm getting some, let's say bad output, or let's say which is not relevant, immediately I can think about, okay, this was the problem. Maybe because of that it is coming like that. So you will have the enough amount of information that time. If you know the entire theory, you can like debug yourself. Okay, so it's amazing things. So yes, guys, I think you have seen about his experience, about his work. So if you're interested, guys, you can follow him, you can follow his book, and you can start your career. So do you like to give some roadmap? Let's see if anyone wants to start their career with Gen AI. So what are the path they should follow at the very beginning, initial phase? Yeah.
Yeah, see, again, the path, it's very subjective, to be very honest, what I feel, because let's say if somebody with 20 years of experience, right, he may
Hmm.
or may not be in a position to actually do hands-on thing, right? So the overall path is very subjective, but let's assume that the audience is like initially starting, or up to 5 years or 7 years of experience, wherein they can experiment more in their career. So I'll just wanted to give the path in a way that they can be more attractive towards that, right?
Hmm.
So see, the first and foremost path is obviously a programming language, right?
Yeah,
I would say either Python or uh, I'm not sure if you'll be surprised by hearing me this, TypeScript. Okay. So if you
TypeScript.
go
Yeah,
and
I have seen there are lots of application creating
so
this Gen AI
yeah,
industry with TypeScript.
if you compare TypeScript with Python, again Python will beat TypeScript as of now. But
Yeah. Mm,
in future, the way I see it, it is changing. It is coming everywhere. It is coming everywhere. Okay.
mm.
Um,
Even go
so
if you go to any kinds of framework now nowadays, they will also give you the TypeScript code. Like
TypeScript,
that's how it to use.
yes, yes. Even TensorFlow, I think is on TypeScript. I think.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Um, yeah. So pick up one language. Again, I want you to not to be very good, exceptional in programming language, because I'll tell you. See, there are two things. Okay, and that the both the statement contradict each other. One
Mm,
will say that. coding is dead, okay, because of Gen AI. And right, and other will say that if you want to learn Gen AI, you need to know coding, right? So they contradict each other in a way, right? But coding is not going anywhere, guys. So that's it will be more abstracted, right? Whether you were writing 10 lines of code, now you will line only one line of code, but that is more abstractive way of it. Even we use many abstracted languages as well. So pick and choose one language on your forte. I think Python is good to start with, easy
Mm,
to learn. And then probably I still feel that whoever wants to learn generative AI, please focus on understanding what exactly is the deep learning behind it. Okay, please understand that. And again, generative AI, there are two aspects which we spoke about, right? One is visions side of it, and then NLP side of it. So you need to pick and choose where you're more interested in. But at the end of the day, you have to be very all-rounder, right? A kind of a person that um, you can do things on that part. So these are the two first and foremost things you should go and do. Please understand one programming language, be good at it, if not best, but be intermittent at it, and then fully understand deep learning concepts, right?
mm,
Because that is not going to go anywhere. It is going to be the building blocks which is going to help you to
yes.
do your job better. You will be you it will give you an advantage in the room. So whenever you go in the meeting room, you will get the advantage. You will be
Mm,
having a competitive advantage. Anywhere you are going, you can speak loud because you have solid backgrounds around deep learning, right?
mm,
And then probably, obviously, I think uh, the usage side of it, then probably you need to be good with more of the UI part as well, because you will be creating applications on top of it. So Streamlit again comes with Python, but then like there are many UI frameworks, React, and all those stuff which you can pick and choose
mm,
and implement, right? These two things will lay you solid backgrounds, deep learning and AI, and then obviously on top of it, you need to understand internal workings of the LLM. I want you to be good at transformer model. You need to understand
mm.
what exactly it
Yes.
is,
Yes.
how from GPT, bird, what is the difference between them, right? How they are different
Mm,
from each other. What is encoder only structure? What is decoder only structure? If you're good at
mm,
it, then probably you can be in a position to uh, solve your problem far better than what you can solve with experiments, right?
mm,
um,
mm,
and because these three four things you go and you understand, right? And then obviously you need to understand vector databases or the graph databases, how they work, and what all how they support AI. Basically, in a way, those are the backbones of AI, as we can see, right? In this case, unless you cannot store your data, and um, then probably you go and understand more about obviously prompt engineering is one thing which
mm,
definitely read about it. I don't want to give prompt engineer a lot of weightage, right? Because eventually and slowly you will get to there, because if you are using
mm.
them, you will get to that space.
Yeah, yeah,
It's more
exactly.
of how you articulate yourself. So at the end of the day, I leave it up to you that how much comfortable you want to be in
Mm,
that, because over the period of time you will learn eventually, or you already have mastered it, right?
mm,
So that is okay. So these three four things, first and foremost thing I want everybody to go and follow, right? And then obviously cherry pick one model and keep a constant eye on it, so that, see, in a way, there can be some small changes here and there in model, but by and large those models will speak only one language, right? So see, just the new concept came into the picture, wherein reinforcement learning was given the priority, then the supervised learning, right? Then, so what are those concepts? Those are machine learning concepts, right?
mm,
And definitely we need to, even if you are not good at it, but you need to understand that what exactly it is, and how models are trained. You can only understand when you understand deep learning and machine learning, right? Then only you
mm,
can understand how those are trained. So these are a few points which focus on them. And one big thing is uh, implement solutions, right? That's it. That's the uh, best way to learn anything. So take the opportunity to start implement. and obviously follow web. This is my last suggestion to you guys.
Great. So yes, guys. So I think you have learned lots of things from him. So any last thing, any motivation you want to give to our audience? Anything last?
Yeah, so I always speak about one one proverb, or one, I don't know, I've written this myself. So
Okay.
um, okay, the world will confuse in many ways, right? The technical world will confuse in many ways. Throwing jargons is one of them. So, so you find everybody everywhere, right? People are throwing jargons, but don't be afraid of those things. Just
Mm,
actually try to understand the concepts. Lay down your concepts solid, okay, and forget about the FOMO words or the jargons which make you feel awkward, right? Because what I see is, even if you follow Gen AI news or Gen AI articles and all, and
mm,
YouTube channels and whatnot, everybody will come up with something new. Okay, there are a lot of many people. If you see 10 videos in a day
mm.
from 10 different people, they will talk 10 different things. Okay,
Yes,
uh,
exactly.
even if you read 10 articles, they are talking about something different. Okay,
Different. Yeah. Mm,
so that's where I have seen people losing their mind, losing their control, and they are like, "Oh, I don't know what happened. I was just sleeping last night. Today morning, 10 things came to the picture, right? And tomorrow it is going to accumulate, right? So don't worry
mm,
about it. If your foundation is strong, and you should understand logic rather than the code. Okay, that is going to help you. One thing is, which I personally felt, experienced, and I'm sure many of you have experienced, but it comes over the time only, which is called as compounding, right? We speak about compounding in money, right? Your money compounds, your investment compounds. But trust me, your learning also compounds. But for that
mm.
compounding, you need to give some time, and every day you have to do something. It's like day one, day two, day three, not one day, right? And that's where, at the end of the 100th day or 200th day or 1000th day, right, your your knowledge, your learnings are going to give you the compounded effect, not the simple effect. So this is going to give you the compounded effect. But for that, you have to start. You have to understand things. You need to read every day. You need to implement every day, right? When I say every day, I just keep 3-4 hours a week as well, if so that you cannot disturb your day as well. But you are, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, you have substantial knowledge, and then it is going to compound over the period of weeks. So that's I wanted to just convey.
Amazing. So, yes, guys, I think we have discussed so many things and you have learned a lot through this podcast. And please try to follow him because he has actually amazing experience in this field, and he can guide you, okay, through that journey also. So if you need any information regarding any kinds of, let's say, technology, you can ping him anytime, okay. And you can also check his book, actually he has recently published. So I think this will also like give you the broad idea about GenAI. So yes, guys, we'll be conducting these kinds of podcast a lot again in a different topic. Maybe we can invite him, okay. If you want these kinds of podcast, definitely we can contact. So I think, guys, we are done. So we have discussed so many things. Now I think we can end the podcast. So always remember, consistency is the key here. If you are enough consistent, okay, so nobody can stop you, and you can achieve any kinds of success. With that, thank you so much, guys, for
Happy,
watching this.
one thing
Yeah,
for you. Now I just wanted to close on one good note, that I mean, you are doing amazing job, Rohit. Okay, and even I have watched many videos of you. I very clearly remember the video in which you speak about vector databases. It's almost 2 hour long video.
2 hour long.
But
Yes.
when I started that video, trust me, I ended when the video ended. Okay, so it was very engaging, very thoughtful, and after then, I had some understanding of vector databases, and after then, I had some. more understanding of vector databases. So your
Thank
uh,
you so much.
so that example I remember. There are many examples of such that I remember because many times you watch long videos
Hmm.
in distributed time, but that was
Yeah.
one of the video which I watched continuously. So that's where I 100% remember that, and that's where I'm talking this taking this example. You're doing amazing job, and
Thank you.
please do that, and we will connect many a
Yes.
times. Yeah,
Thank you for your appreciation. Even I didn't ever feel like that video will go viral like that. Okay, I just recorded and I've uploaded that. Okay,
that is
so
very
amazing.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining, and we like these kinds of podcast a lot. So yes, bye everyone. Take care. Bye. Thank you all of you. Bye.
bye guys.